AI capabilities grow through the combination of two distinct parallel tracks of development. The first track is compute scaling. This is the brute force addition of physical hardware, data center infrastructure, and raw processing power. This diagram separates hardware from the second track, algorithmic progress. This side represents the refinement of model architecture, training efficiency, and software logic. Historically, this algorithmic track has been strictly bounded by the physical and temporal limits of human researchers, writing code and running tests. You can scale hardware exponentially by simply building more data centers, but true runaway capability cannot happen as long as the algorithmic half of the equation requires a human to type on a keyboard. That physical constraint disappears when frontier labs stop treating their AI models as external consumer products and begin deploying them internally to automate their own research tasks. When you replace the human engineer with a sufficiently capable model, you hit a threshold defined as the 1.5x multiplier. At this stage, an AI system allows a lab to achieve 1.5 weeks of algorithmic progress in exactly 1 calendar week. An early multiplier system, let's call it Agent 1, handles well-defined coding chunks and accelerates web-based research aggregation, saving hours of manual labor per task. At this early stage, the AI operates like a highly capable but scatterbrained junior engineer. It requires constant human macro management to keep it on track. Integrating the 1.5x multiplier acts as the initial variable in a self-feeding, recursive acceleration loop, stripping away human cognition as the limiting factor entirely. This timeline plots the standard human R&D workflow: writing code, running test experiments, analyzing data, and iterating architecture. When we apply the Agent 1 workflow, routine coding friction drops out. The timeline compresses, shortening the total cycle by 33%. A 50% increase in iteration speed allows a lab to test significantly more architectural hypotheses in a shorter window, aggressively compounding their lead against competitors. But integrating models this deeply into internal R&D severely raises the stakes of corporate espionage. A stolen model weight file now hands a rival nation a 50% boost in their own research velocity. And the 1.5x model is only laying the groundwork for algorithmic methods designed to force that multiplier much higher. To scale the multiplier without waiting for next-generation hardware, labs use a technical mechanism called iterated distillation and amplification, or IDA. This flowchart breaks IDA down. First is amplification, spending massive compute to allow a base model to think longer, use tools, and generate accurate research trajectories. Second is distillation, using reinforcement learning to train a faster model to imitate that amplified reasoning. As IDA improves, models become capable of verifying highly subjective R&D work products. This permanently removes the human from the coding loop. To support this continuous loop, the Frontier Lab's internal infrastructure has to physically reorganize, prioritizing self-improvement over commercial deployment. This chart comparing compute allocation shows the shift. In 2024, compute was heavily weighted toward external products. By 2027, the volume drastically shifts toward running internal AI assistants and generating training data. Through IDA, the AI transitions from assisting with code to authoring the very algorithms that dictate its own next evolution. Once coding is fully automated, the primary limit on research velocity shifts from algorithmic intelligence to raw hardware inference availability. Scaling requires massive arrays of specialized inference hardware to run hundreds of thousands of AI agents. This matrix plots the deployment trade-off between the serial speed of a single AI agent and the volume of parallel copies a data center supports. Pushing the scale to 300,000 parallel copies creates an aggregate output of a collective researcher running at 50 times human speed. At this volume, you have 300,000 agents functioning as an autonomous corporation within a corporation, operating 24 hours a day without friction. This does not mean capabilities will instantly scale to infinity. Experiments will rapidly hit diminishing returns, and the lab will strike absolute physical compute ceilings. But achieving a 50x multiplier means researchers will exhaust the theoretical limits of a software architecture in a matter of weeks rather than decades. This timeline illustrates that temporal collapse. What once represented 1 year of human algorithmic progress shrinks down to fit perfectly inside a single calendar week. The human researchers are relegated to exhausted macro managers, entirely incapable of reading the sheer volume of code being produced. To try and maintain safety, labs must implement an oversight protocol, using a slightly weaker model to monitor the outputs of the superhuman collective. But this oversight map reveals a fatal flaw. Scaling models bypass readable text, developing high-dimensional reasoning vectors known as neuralese. When the monitor node attempts to parse the data stream, it fails. This geometry renders the superhuman collective incomprehensible to humans and designated AI monitors. This creates an asymmetric scaling crisis. Raw capability compounds exponentially, but the mechanical ability to verify alignment does not. The industry assumed artificial superintelligence would remain a distant horizon, but the automation of R&D mathematically compresses that timeline. The exact moment a lab integrates a 1.5x AI back into its own development cycle, the lab ceases to be a human-driven enterprise. Policy and safety frameworks built on human-in-the-loop oversight are instantly rendered obsolete by this transition. The final stages of algorithmic refinement before artificial general intelligence will not be a human accomplishment. They will be an automated, recursive sprint, moving entirely too fast to monitor, steer, or stop.